This is about the dirty dozen of resume mistakes. Now, I want to be clear, I'm not going to cover a couple of things like not to have spelling and grammatical errors, or using the same resume for every job you apply for, or in the United States, of having a photo on your resume. Other countries where it's more of a convention, yes, but in the US, no photos. I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. I'm a career and leadership coach, and I've got a great website at thebiggamehunter.us. The blog has more than 12,000 posts that you can search for information at. You can watch, listen to, or read things there. They will help you find work more quickly, hire more effectively, manage and lead better, and there's some things about different workplace issues. So again, the site is thebiggamehunter.us. Now, let me go through the dirty dozen here, because I just see too many resumes, certainly when I did recruiting all those years, and now today as a coach, I just see so many of these mistakes show up time and time again. And the first one I want to bring to your attention are salary requirements are included in it. Now, if you put salary requirements in your resume, you're putting yourself in the position of being decided upon much too early as to whether you have a value for that price, rather than, shall we say, drawing people in to meet you and then determining whether or not you are worth that amount of money. All they have is the resume to go by. Don't include your salary requirements in the resume. Number two is incorrect or missing contact information. Yes, I understand we sometimes make mistakes, but not including a way for people to contact you is foolish on your part. Name, city, state, zip code, email address, phone numbers. Now, I say phone numbers just in case you're one of those landline people and you have a mobile phone. But always have a phone number there, always include your email address, always include city, state, and zip code. And I mentioned zip code in particular because zip code allows people to search for you in their tracking systems in the future. They don't want to talk to people who might be in Miami if the job is in New Jersey. They can narrow things down by zip code. Having the unprofessional email address. Sorry, some of you still do that. And, I'm not simply saying you should be boring and bland, but you don't have to be telegraph that you're an imbecile with your email address. Having outdated or irrelevant information, much too much of it in the resume. For those of you who are older, outdated information shows that you're a dinosaur and that you're still roaming the earth. Who cares what you did in the Stone Ages? They care about what you've done in your most recent job and maybe the one before that. Emphasize that experience. Even within that, the amount of irrelevant information that people include dilutes their capability around what it is the client is looking for, the company is looking for. Emphasize that part of your background, that what it is they want, versus all the ancillary things. Next, failing to demonstrate and quantify skills, or I should say results. Failing to demonstrate and quantify results. How do they know what your impact has been? So, for example, that translates into money saved or money earned or percentage improvement over what existed there. We increased revenue by $20 million. That's one measure. Another measure would be by $2 million or $200,000 or $200 million or $2 billion. Notice your impact is different when you hear the different numbers. They think that way as well. Next one is buzzwords. Overly buzzwording your resume and doing what's obvious keyword stuffing into the resume. Think of making your communications about technology and terms conversational rather than blowing it up with a lot of keywords linked together without context. Next, and I kind of alluded to this earlier when I spoke about irrelevant information. not customizing your resume to match the job listing. When you think about it, for so many people, they flip the same resume to every single job, with the result being, it just doesn't match up. And like the broken watch that's right twice a day, you get some interviews, but not as many as you really should. So tailor your resume to demonstrate your fit for the role. Next thing is your format or design is too elaborate. Now, I understand if you're in the design role, you want to show a bunch of stuff, but can their systems, if they're using systems to receive the resume, accept it, parse it, and make your document look good in their system? Or is it just going to be a colossal mess? For most systems, they struggle with elaborate design. You can have submit a more standard resume into their systems, and if offered the opportunity to attach, do that. And you can also have a link back to the, shall we say, more elaborate resume. Next, dense blocks of text that are very difficult to read just because it's so blocky. There's no white space around information. Or you use way too many bullet points in the resume. We got 3 more. Hang in there. Your resume is much too long. You push relevant information way down on page 2, and they want to see it closer to the top of page 1. When you have a 4-page resume, who looks at page 4? Seriously, who looks at page 4? And I understand there are fields where there are exceptions to this. But for most of you, your resume being too long is a colossal mistake. You're just vomiting onto a page. You use objective statements. They don't care what your objective is. They care about what it is you can do that solves their problem. Your objective statement is limiting for you. For example, I want to be a manager working with a team of X number of people in an organization committed to excellence and career advancement for its staff. What did you just say there? You can find this out in the course of conversation. Plus, your definition of each of those variables can be different than theirs and be correct at the same time. But you put up an unnecessary roadblock. Lastly, you're including too much irrelevant or unrelated information. They don't care about lots of extraneous things. They care about whether you can solve their problem. And in doing so, they want to feel like you're competent, self-confident, have character, chemistry, suggest or offer a hint of a charismatic personality. They want to know that you care so that they can trust you. They want to hire people that they can trust. And that's the long and the short of some of the dirty dozen of resume mistakes that people make. Hope you found this helpful. I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. Again, visit my website, thebiggamehunter.us. There's a ton in the blog to help you. You can schedule time for a free discovery call for coaching, schedule time for a coaching session, find out about my books and guides to job hunting and hiring, my courses. There's a lot there that will help you. In addition, if this isn't the right time, just put the address in your phone. Again, thebiggamehunter.us and my name, Jeff Altman, and maybe in the notes field, put Job Search Blog. This way you can retrieve it at a later date. Lastly, connect with me on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/in/the Big Game Hunter. Hope you have a terrific day, and most importantly, be great.